I thought I'd do a little vlog today because I just kind of wanted to show a realistic day in my life at uni and how it can be so lonely sometimes, but that doesn't need to be a bad thing. I think university can be something that's so overwhelming a lot of the time, but also so underwhelming. So this is just going to show how I fill my time and how I make the jobs that I have to do every day fun and enjoyable, because they're things that have got to get done, and if you're going to do it by yourself, you might as well make it fun for yourself. I used to do a food shop and I've packed up my journal in my food shop bag because I thought I could do some journaling. If I have to get the bus all the way into town to do a food shop, I might as well sit there and journal. And I never forget my headphones because I find the experience is so much better when you've got music in your ears, and I always use my Bang & Olufsen headphones. Let's get my music in. I haven't worn enough layers for this. It's so windy and it's so cold, but we're nearly at the shops. I somehow have managed to get all my food shopping in that Gymshark bag, and I've done a 20-minute walk to the coffee shop with all of it on my back. I'm feeling accomplished and hench. I have just got ready for the gym because I've actually been loving the gym recently. I go through phases with it. Sometimes I prefer doing like random exercises outside. Sometimes I really like the gym, and I'm in a gym phase right now. And my friend Bon also got a membership, so it's making it so much more enjoyable having someone to go with. But I wanted to say, I remembered what I forgot to say earlier, and it was that if you have jobs to do at uni, my best advice is try and make them fun. So for example, when you've got to do something like a food shop, I never just go into town to buy food. I will like go in and make a day out of it. Obviously today I had to go in and get my food shop. I was like, I'm going to journal in a coffee shop. I'm going to go for a walk around. I'm going to feel like an independent boss, because I think things feel like tasks if you just do that one thing, like go into town, do it, come back home again, then it feels like a job. So my best advice is make it fun. I was thinking about that whilst I was journaling, and I was like, oh, I've not said it yet. Something I picked up in town today. I got my first pair of goggles and a swimming costume for £9.50 because my gym has a swimming pool, and I put on my vision board for 2024 that I actually wanted to get into swimming this year. I swam when I was younger, which I feel like a lot of people do, but I have not done any swimming in a long time, and it's such a good form of exercise. My gym has a pool. I thought this is the year to become a swimmer. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym now, and then I'm making brownies with my friends tonight, which I'm so excited for. It's basically cheating. I bought a Betty Crocker cake mix, but it still counts. It's still brownies. If I knew it was raining, I would have worn joggers. My legs are fully out. Tent 2. Oh, this is amazing, everybody! Your face feels on fire. So close. Right, how long have we been trying to organise making brownies for? 6 months? Right. Stop again! I don't want to do it. I'm not doing. In my last video, I said that I've always really wanted to do a Q&A on YouTube, and I grew up watching YouTubers that would do Q&As, and I've always wanted to do it. So I asked for some questions in the comments and for people to DM my Instagram, which they did, and I actually got so many comments, which was so cool. throughout the course of several videos over the next few weeks, I might just answer some here and there. But I've got about 5 or 6 to answer in this video because genuinely there were so many that I don't think I could answer them in one video. Anyway, we're getting comfy for this. Now I really feel like a newsreader. One of the questions was, what do I usually do when I get stuck in a procrastination cycle? This is a good question because I am the best procrastinator. I'm awful for procrastination, and it's been something that I've tried for so long to work on and find habits that work for me. But I've got a few which sometimes work. So my main one is to make a list, and I do this in to-do lists and just general lists. I find that procrastination for me always comes when I feel like I've got too much to do. And if I've got too much to do, I shut out everything and I'd rather do nothing, because for some reason doing nothing feels better than trying to understand how much is going on. So what I like to do when I'm overwhelmed is I open a notes list, I write down the time that it is, and then I make time frames for like every hour after that and what I'm going to be doing at each time frame. And before you know it, you're kind of trying to stick to the time frames and you're working through every job on the list, ticking more and more off. It doesn't always work. It's quite hit and miss, but I find that if I have some form of structure that I'm going off, I'm a lot better. Especially if I'm in a uni lecture and I'm like, oh my God, I've got so much to do tonight. I sit there and I write every time after I get home from the lecture, and I write roughly what I want to be doing. Washing, cooking dinner. And it sounds simple, but I think it's so helpful when you can see all your tasks laid out in front of you. So that's my main advice for that bit. So many people have asked about my gap year. I knew when I was in year 13, I knew that I didn't want to go to university straight away. I didn't actually think that, at the time, I didn't want to go to university altogether. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I didn't think that uni was for me. So I knew I was set on a gap year, and I thought I wanted to do a ski season, but I didn't have anything lined up. So then after I sat my A-levels, I worked in a school for 4 months and just making money, like filling my time. And I started looking at ski season jobs. I was obviously working with children in a school, really enjoyed it, and I'd worked in nurseries before, and then I was like, this is perfect, I could do a ski season. And instead of being a chalet host, I was a nanny out in France, which I highly recommend. The way I got in touch with the company that I wanted to work for is I found a resort in the Alps that I wanted to work in, and then I literally just typed in nannying jobs in that area. I went through all of them and I just called them, and I literally rang them up and was like, hi, do you have any vacancies? Because I applied quite late. I only started applying in like the September, October time, which is really late for a ski season. Best advice, apply early. And I think there's like websites like World Jobs. If you type in jobs abroad, it basically comes up with a website where you can look at all the jobs abroad that are available. But yeah, I think if you're unsure about uni, I would definitely say to take a gap year, because like I said, I wasn't too sure if I wanted to go or not. I don't know, I just felt really unacademic in my gap year because I wasn't learning, and I was suddenly like, do you know what, I actually think uni is for me, when I hadn't before. And I wanted to meet new people, I wanted to move away from home. Where I'm at uni is like 3-4 hours away from home. But yeah, I think if you're unsure in it, take a gap year, because it's always going to be there. It's not something that you have to do the second you turn 18 or the second you finish schooling. Take a break, travel or work full time, and when you know, you know. I ran out of phone storage in the middle of talking, so if the camera angle has changed, that is why. The question I was answering was what motivated me to start a YouTube channel, and I love this question because I feel like so many people want to start YouTube channels and don't. I can remember being in like secondary school and speaking to people, and everyone was always like, I really want to start a YouTube channel, but like I just couldn't. And I was the exact same. I always said I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I always said, oh, but I'm never going to do it, I'm never going to do it. And I'm so glad I did, because I grew up always speaking to a camera. Like there's videos of me, like 8, vlogging. And yeah, I've just always loved it. I then loved like the video star phase, the iMovie trailer phase where you could like make your own videos. And I've always been obsessed with making videos. And then I think moving on to TikTok, when that became a bigger app, I found like a platform on there. And I always said, oh, like, once I have 100k on TikTok, I'll start YouTube, because then I know like enough people will watch it. And I think I was just kind of using that as like a safety blanket, and I just kept on pushing it off, and I was like, maybe when I hit 200k on TikTok, I'll start a YouTube channel. And then I was like, I just feel as though the people that follow me on TikTok don't really know me at all, and I think you post such short videos on there that it's really fun to make content there, but a lot of the people that follow you don't even really know your name. Like, they just follow you because they enjoy the videos you make, where I think YouTube is such a personal platform to subscribe to someone on, and I feel like you can kind of really tell what a person's like from watching them talk to a camera for this amount of time. YouTube videos, you can make actual montages, and there was just so many bits of it that I loved and just never did it. And then I think in my gap year I was like, why am I not doing this? Like, I want to do it so badly, and I've put it off for so many years. I'm just going to do it. If you've ever considered starting a YouTube channel, please do it. You're only going to regret not doing it. And I think a lot of people are scared of being bullied, or like people saying something. My storage cut out again, and I was in the middle of a good bit. What I was saying was, I think a lot of the people that want to start social media and posting seriously don't do it out of fear of what other people will say. And I was posting throughout sixth form at school, which, as you can imagine, people had things to say about it, and you kind of just learn to deal with it. Like, why stop yourself doing something that you genuinely like and are passionate about because for a month people are going to talk about you? When I think it was like year 12, there was probably a few months where I was like, oh, do you know what, this isn't even worth it. Like, I don't want to post on social media if people are going to say this many things. I think it can feel quite embarrassing, like putting yourself out there like that and knowing that people are saying things about you posting yourself seriously or taking it too seriously or whatever that people are saying about it. But if it's something you're passionate about, why would you stop yourself because of that? It's going to make you happy for so much longer than it's going to make them talk about you for. Don't let other people stop you from doing something you love, and I'm sure they'd probably watch your videos and enjoy them. Going on a bit of a tangent here, but yeah. I think there's so many things that people don't do because they're scared of what other people can say, and there's so many realms of this other than just social media. Like, so many people have passions and hobbies that they don't take up because they're scared of what other people will say. Don't live your life being afraid of what other people are going to say about you, because whether you're doing something you love or you're doing something you don't love, people are always going to have something to say. And see, more of a fun question. What is my favourite music artists? 2 names. Noah Khan, Hosier. They are my loves, my life. I'm a calming music person, but on this note, my friend and flatmate Ed is in a band called Victor, and he has some great music, and a few of his instrumental songs have been played throughout this YouTube video. So if you want to check him out, I am going to link him in the description, because music is a passion of his and he's very talented at it. And if you've liked the music throughout this video, you'll like Victor. Before I finish the video, I wanted to say, I was on the bus on the way back from town today, and a girl tapped me on my shoulder and was like, "Are you Emily?" And I was like, "Oh my god." And I was like, "Yeah." And she said, I watch your YouTube videos, I love them so much. And it felt so surreal, because no one's ever come up to me before for YouTube, and I can obviously see the numbers and I see the comments come through, which is so nice. But being able to like see someone in person say, "Oh my god, I watch your videos, like I really enjoy them," was so surreal, because like, you guys actually exist. Like, there's actually people watching this video. It's such a cool feeling. Like, I was on the bus and I was sat with my friend, and we both sat there afterwards like, oh my god, people actually, I don't know, people are actually watching. And she was called Lily. Lily, if you're watching this, thank you so much for coming over, because you made my day, you've probably made my week, you've probably made my year, and it makes it all feel a bit more real. I feel like I have just spoken for about 30 minutes. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy more chatty videos, because I never know if people prefer to see montages or more speaking, but I've got so many of these questions that I'm going to try and continue to answer throughout the next few videos. But again, thank you so much for the support recently on YouTube. I am enjoying it so much as a platform, and I definitely want to keep consistently uploading. But yeah, I'll see you hopefully next week, because I did take a week's break. We're not going to talk about it. Bye now.